Yeah, I'm blind. These are vision aids.
What's vision aid?
What the electronics they use? Yeah, communicate
Do you
through
have
this.
any kind of paperwork?
What's that?
Do you have any kind of paperwork stating that you can bring the phone inside?
Yeah, it's the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Where's my certificate?
Okay.
Do you mind if I take a picture real quick?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
You don't want me to take a
No.
picture?
Okay, who are you? Bolda? Okay. Right, I asked these other gentlemen if you let deaf people with hearing aids in, and they said yes. So, well, it's a disability issue. It's a disability rights issue. Like, I do, yeah. Do you know what the Americans with Disabilities Act is? Okay, that's federal law. That's what governs this, and that means it's illegal for you to ask for that. Like, that's not how you process an ADA request. Do you guys have a Americans with Disability coordinator? Mr. Bolda? No, I can. It's a simple thing. You let people with hearing aids in. It's a simple thing. You guys, can you get your disability coordinator? I know you have one for the county. Good. It's state and federal law. You're required to have one. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you have one, but so you have a disability coordinator.
And who is that you're talking about? The sheriff's office?
No, the courthouse. Yeah.
Who would that be?
That's what I'm asking you to find out. Like, if you haven't been trained on that, that's fine. Like, I mean, we can fix that. Right. Maybe who's the administrator of the courthouse?
There is no administrator.
Okay, then who's?
You have a district clerk's office, the sheriff's department, which provides security, the registered deeds office, the master's office. So when you talk about a coordinator, I don't know.
Yeah. So there's somebody on staff that is listed from the state. Let's see, what is it? Because even though it's the county courthouse, the court stuff is run by the state. Yes, AOC, yes. Somebody from the AOC is designated as the disability coordinator. So that's a simple Google search. Like, you can Google it if you don't know, or call somebody. Where are they?
Right in the courthouse.
I'm sorry, where is it?
In the courthouse, right there.
I thought this was the courthouse.
There's two courthouses.
Oh, okay.
That courthouse is where the clerk's office.
When you say that, I don't know what you mean.
Across that courthouse, right there.
Okay, well, I'm blind, so when you say that and there, that means nothing to me. Yeah.
There's two courthouses.
Okay.
We're the old courthouse.
Okay.
This is the old courthouse. It's not used for anything except one courtroom upstairs. There's no office.
Okay.
Across the way, the registered deeds clerk's office, district attorney's office, and most of the courts.
So which way do I need to go to get there?
Turn around behind you and out the door that you came in, straight across the court.
Okay. I'll ask somebody there. The clerk should know, yeah.
You cannot bring that phone into the courthouse.
Well, we'll get clarification. Like that, it's a simple thing. You let people with hearing aids go in. This is a vision aid. It does similar things to help communicate things visually to me, just like a hearing aid does auditorily to people who can't hear. So It's like saying you can't come in if you have a wheelchair. You know, you're excluding me equal access because of a disability. And that's why if you have a coordinator, we can help you understand that. Okay. All right, and it's Bolda, is that right? All right. All right, and what about the other guys here? You get their names too? Okay. All right. His name is Floyd? Flores. Okay, I had something in my ear. Maybe because it's communicating stuff to me at the same time. That's why I like it. Yeah. Blakely Flores. All right. I'll go ask somebody at the court clerk and see if they know who the disability coordinator is. Okay. Is there a sheriff's office somewhere here? Absolutely. Where is that? All right. Cool. Thank you. So it's straight across. All right. Well, they're denying me access. I'm just going to go bear witness, listen, observe the proceedings with Jeff. Got a court date here, Lee County, Sanford. What's that? Okay. Where's the entrance? Okay. Okay. Okay, can we get somebody from the clerk's office to come out then? No? Why not?
You're going to have to talk to them about it, because again, you have to put up your stuff before you go into the courthouse. There's no electronic devices allowed. Put your camera here. There's no electronic devices of any kind.
Okay, but that's not a law, right? Is that a judge's order?
I know you're filming all this, and I appreciate you finding this out for different reasons. I'm not sure what your motivation is. I'm not sure what
it's equal access, equal rights.
Well, that's what you say your motivation is. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
So you can call them. We'll give you a phone number. You can call them.
Well, I'm here, right? You're denying me equal access to a publicly funded building.
Access because electronic devices.
Right, because I'm blind and their vision aids. Right.
Because of the judge's order located, if you want to film it, it's right over here.
Does the local judge's order trump federal law? It doesn't, right?
That put the order out.
Right. That doesn't trump federal law. That's the problem.
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't have a court case.
I know. You guys follow orders, which is
I'm
against
done talking to you now.
morality.
Your motivation is this right here.
No, it's actually when I want equal access.
As much as I can.
Okay, you can get somebody that works here at the clerk's office.
I can ask the clerk if she wants to send somebody.
Great, yeah, or you can just ask them who the disability coordinator is. You have one assigned. Either way, like that's fine. I'm here to get equal access, and if you want to deny it, you guys are denying it. If you want somebody higher up the chain that knows the law a little bit, yeah, you can. I mean,
appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm trying to help you out. Like, yeah.
Do you have anything that says you're legally blind or anything, or do you need that, or do you have that?
It's according to the ADA, you're not even supposed to ask that.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't even ask that?
Right. I mean, you can, but that's the problem. Like, you don't understand federal law.
Well, wouldn't that? I'm not saying I do understand federal law. Are you having a good time then? Are you enjoying yourself?
What do you mean?
You like the debate, like the interaction? I see you smiling and laughing.
I'm trying to keep it light. I'm trying to keep it light.
If you turn the camera on yourself, you can see yourself laughing.
No, I'm not laughing. I'm smiling because.
I'm just trying to do my job. You're smiling.
No, you're not. So doing your job isn't just simply following orders. That's not doing your job.
I'm using common sense. I've been doing this job.
So are you security guard or are you law enforcement?
What am I?
Yeah.
I'm the lieutenant at the sheriff's office. I'm in law enforcement.
Okay, so you swore an oath to the Constitution. And now you're upset because you're being held accountable to your oath. Oh man, okay, and you walk away. It shows that you have a disgust for the Constitution. When it's brought up, then what's the disgust for?
There's no disgust.
Then why did you scoff and walk away?
Because talking to you, I'm not getting anywhere. I told you
right,
what to do.
Because I'm trying to hold you to account.
I'll give you the phone number. You can call the number and talk
to
the
what's the number?
ADA.
What's the number?
Are you going to go call them?
Yeah, we'll call them. What's the number?
That's what I'm looking for. I want to help you.
They're right here, but we'll call them, sure. The clerk, right? Are you saying thing? Do you work for the sheriff's office? Okay. So, you swore an oath to the Constitution, right? So uphold it? Yeah. So does that supersede the judge's order? Is your oath to the Constitution?
I'm a lawyer, sir.
You're not a lawyer? Yeah. That's sad, though. Like, I sympathize with you guys because I was in the military, right? I swore an oath to the Constitution, and I spent my career not even thinking about the Constitution. I did all kinds of things to that and make people less free, right? And it wasn't until like the very end I started to question it and realize, oh man, I'm not upholding my oath. I'm not honoring, people's rights or human rights. So I understand when you're caught up in it, like it can snowball, and before you know it, you're doing, violent acts against people.
I do have to go check judgment. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, we're in the Lee County Courthouse in Sanford, North Carolina. We're trying to find the Disability Coordinator, or the Americans with Disability Act Coordinator here. It's going to be through the administration of the court, or the AOC for North Carolina. Trying to get the number, the name of the personnel that is assigned as the ADA Coordinator.
So here's the phone number, sir, really quick.
Okay, what is it?
The clerk office.
No, wait, what's the number?
Clerk office. 919-718.
919-718.
6300.
6300. Okay, and who? No, I can't read it. So who is it?
The clerk report here in the.
Is there a name?
I don't know who's in there right now.
No. Okay.
No, sir.
All right.
I gotta get going to court though, okay?
Yeah, that's Flores, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Okay, so somebody try to find that for me. If not, I might have to stop the stream and Google it. This may take forever. This is Lee County Courthouse in North Carolina. We're in Sanford, North Carolina. Jeff's got a court date across this little courtyard over here. He's in there now. It was scheduled for 3, then they told him 3:30, and then they said they're taking people now. So I don't know. I think he said he's got a attorney in there that's helping him with his case. So they wouldn't let me in, denied me equal access. So we'll just have to wait until he comes out to find out what's going on with that. But while we're waiting, if you guys would look up Lee County Courthouse Disability Coordinator and tell me who that is, like what name and number, so I can try to ask for them, or we can call them. Or you guys can call for me, even better. If you call them and say, hey, there's a blind person being denied access outside the courthouse. He's, downstairs. The Sheriff's Department personnel are denying him equal access to the building. So yeah, Ken or somebody else, if you want to Google that for me, figure out who that is. All right, somebody has the Lee County Courthouse number up. Trying to get the disability coordinator. Yeah, the Constitution. He scoffed when we brought it up and walked away. Like, oh no, not the Constitution. How dare you remind me of my oath? No, not the city, the county. It's Lee County, and you're gonna find. I think there's a list of it through the AOC website, North Carolina AOC, which is the administration of the court. And then they have a list of disability coordinators. Somebody get married? Yeah? All right. Hey, congratulations. You mind? I've got an audience on YouTube. You want to say hi? Or no? I can turn it. It's currently facing that way. It's facing behind me, but I can put it on you if you want to say hi to the world. Congratulations! Woo! Lucky couple. Who's that? Oh, it's you guys over here. All right. Oh, lucky couple over here. Happy couple. Congratulations. All right. So. Oh, somebody said something. Lee County Clerk number. I didn't catch that. That sounds like it. Yeah, somebody said Sharon something. FDSS got me something. Yeah, that sounds it. Whoever's comment was after FDSS, there's a primary and a secondary. If somebody wants to call that and ask them about getting equal access for the blind man that's outside, or if they can come down and talk to me so I can process the request for equal access, to be good. Joe Black, what's up? How's it going up there? Are you from Chicago, Joe? I know it's getting crazy, man. Thanks, Ken. Somebody says it's ringing. Puerto Rico says congrats. They are gone. So I'm congratulating them on their dedication to each other and public profession of their love. I'm not so much congratulating that they're coming here to get some piece of paper from the state saying it's okay for them to be together. That's not what the congratulations is about. It's that they are trying to do it publicly and publicly profess that they want to dedicate each other or themselves to each other. Just talk to them, not much help. Yeah, they don't. That's the thing. Like the guy says, I don't know the law. I'm not a lawyer. These keep saying, I don't know the law. How are you in law enforcement? Well, we know how, because they're not actually enforcing the law. They're policy enforcers, right? Police comes from policy. The masters make a policy and then they enforce it, regardless of critical thinking, regardless of morality, ethics. Like they don't consider whether this is moral or helpful. It's just, well, the master said it, I need to do it.
Hey, Mark, let's bring me the whole box, because I need your ID. I need the whole box.
Hung up on you 3 times. Yeah, no surprise. FDSS. Hung up on you 3 times. Yeah. Peace to you, Ken. Oh man, I left my water and my ride, and they went somewhere. So how am I? I'm okay. You know, have some tough days, lots of headaches, migraines. I don't know if you guys caught the master's report. We had a video that came out in the last day or two covering the CDC's numbers on the CFR for this beer bug thing, and the CDC's reporting is at 0.0004%. So it's an interesting video. I think we posted that to the Facebook channel or Facebook page. Thanks, Ken. It's good to be out and about. Actually, I mean, we have been. We go walking a lot, and we just haven't really done any videos recently. We do have a VA video that's about to drop. Yeah, that one's pretty crazy. It's probably, I remember the length. It's maybe 45 minutes or so. It's an appointment with a mental health person, and it's very baffling, very sad, very like It's been 5 months trying to get mental help with the VA, and they still have yet to offer and provide that. So I did talk to their chief today. I called them a few times yesterday. Couldn't get a hold. Left a message with the administrator. The guy called me back today, and then I called him back. I missed him. Called him a few times. We finally talked, and I explained, what was going on. I told him I can provide audio, video evidence of the abuse, rampant abuse through his department, and even the messages where they've held my health care hostage. They say you have to agree to this list of demands in order to receive health care, and you can't advocate for yourself during treatment. Yeah, Joe, it's real low. But yeah, so that VA video should hopefully we'll get it out today. I don't know. Mrs. Justice is working on adding some written text to it. But I don't think she's editing the video, well, not the video, the audio, because it's all audio with the phone call appointment. I don't think she's editing that at all. I think she's going to leave it in its entirety unaltered, so you can hear. And you're going to be like, man, is this slowed down? It's not. There's these long pauses where either I ask the doctor a question and she just doesn't answer, just waits and then moves on to something else. I'm like, hold on, did you not hear me? Are you still there? What's going on? So it's just bizarre. And you got 21 veterans killing themselves a day. That was before this pandemic stuff. I don't know what the numbers are now. Yeah, I'll give Jeff a hug once he comes out. Taz, what's up, Taz? How you doing, brother? How's it going out in Tacoma? They've been locking stuff down over there. Let's see, what's another video to recommend for you guys? Brian from High Impact did a video on Trump's tyrannical orders of martial law, stuff like that. So that's one to check out. Oh, that's a video dying. Camera battery. Let me reload. The battery reload. Saying, what do you say? Something like, I'll bring the full military force, military might, federal government. So, not for violence. I denounce violence in all forms. And it's really interesting when people say that you have to, this dichotomy, thinking, you have to have one or the other, for us or against this kind of thinking. And kind of reminds me of, did I lose you guys? Kind of reminds me of the Star Wars quote talking about, I think it was Obi-Wan saying that only the Sith deal in absolutes, which is ironically an absolute statement. But that idea that you gotta have one or the other. It's like A or B, left or right. Well, those are two wings of the same bird of prey. Left and right, the D or the R, the red or the blue. It's they're the same. Or the same bird of prey, preying on everybody. They have a monopoly of violence against everyone. Oh, that didn't sound good. That did not sound good. No. It's a latch. One battery. I got the battery. Should be able to charge without the latch. I think the charging mechanism is. But if that's salvageable, I have to use two hands probably. Oh well, we'll put it in the backpack. What was I talking about? Oh, videos and violence and everything that's going on. Yeah, it's you know, the numbers are coming out. More and more sources, you know, showing and confirming the this whole scare, this whole pandemic is as such. You know, it's not as bad as the media and the politicians are making it out to be. And to keep your attention away from that, you have, you know, protests that turned into riots that are now spreading across the nation, right? So the focus, the news coverage is all on that to keep people from thinking critically about what's been happening to them and to everybody the last 3 months, right? Give you a different focus. Jackson. Yeah, I'm trying to get some of you guys to call the Lee County Courthouse. It's the administration of the court. Somebody put already put it in the chat. Maybe you can copy and paste it. There's two names. There's gonna be a primary and a secondary. People that are listed here at usually there's somebody in the clerk's office. So Lee County Courthouse. I'm trying to get somebody from or they're going to be assigned as the disability coordinator, the Americans with Disabilities Act coordinator, where you can submit complaints or you know, hopefully help get somebody that's training on equal access through the ADA to let the jackboots at the gate allow people equal access to the courts. So that's currently the thing. They're again denying me equal access to the building here in Lee County, and they didn't even know anything about a disability coordinator. And so yeah, that's currently where we are. So yeah, if you guys can get them on the phone after that, I'm gonna record it and send it to us. It's cool too. So. Yeah, their hands up me standing up the ADA. Yeah, not only that, but the Constitution. Like when you try to hold them account to their oath, to the quote supreme law of the land, right? The supremacy clause in the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. If they claim to be law enforcement, that is the law of the land. Like you try to hold them to that, they say, "Oh, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the law." Like how can you enforce the law if you don't know the law? You know, you're not enforcing law. You're enforcing policy, enforcing feelings. Like just order follower. You know, like the Gestapo. They asked for your name, Joe. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They hang up on you when you say anything about the ADA. Yeah, I mean it's rampant, and so this is why, like in the video I did I think it was yesterday. And my days are confused. Whenever I went live, the last time I went live, and I was saying how I've been questioning whether or not to continue with the YouTube channel because you know the focus has been primarily on equal access for the disabled, you know, disability rights civil rights, particularly those that are already struggle in day-to-day life just to do everyday things, right? And if for some reason you are forced, if you're under the threat of violence, they're using force, state agents or federal agents are using force to make you come contract and come into the courthouse, and you try to do so, like they did. You have all these hurdles and things that they say, okay, no, you're crippled. We're going to cripple you even more. You don't have eyes. We're going to take away things that help you visually. And yeah, so they already do that. Like that's nothing new. But then they just blew the top off of it, and with this whole pandemic stuff and trampling on the Constitution and human rights, freedoms, which it's. I don't really like using the terms rights because they're constructs of the mind. Like freedom is something that you can demonstrate, you can live out, and any way that prevents that and blocks you of that is being tyrannical, unless the way that you're acting out freedom is in itself violent and you're trying to control somebody and hurt them for their property. Then they have, it's justice if they defend themselves and not escalate. That's the thing where people think the only answer is to shoot, lethal rounds to protect their, their bicycle or whatever. Like. So. What we got? His court time was scheduled for 3. Then they told him 3:30. But then they said they don't do the Lynn prior to 3:30. So I have no idea. They make up their own rules, and then they don't have to follow their own rules. And when we try to hold them accountable to their own rules, they say, "Oh well, who are you? You can't hold us accountable. You got to get somebody that they recognize of having more of this imaginary thing they call authority to force them to comply." So the only thing they respond to is force. Like, the captain comes down to the lieutenant and says, "Hey, lieutenant, you do this or else," because there's always an or else. You have to do this, or else they get suspended, or else they get, they lose a demotion or whatever. We're going to take money from you, or. And then in the extreme case, like you get a paid vacation and then jail possibly if they do an arrest on a law enforcement officer, which is really difficult for them to do. So anybody just tuning in, we're at the Lee County Courthouse in Sanford, North Carolina. Jeff from Jeff is Here Audits, or NC Tyrant Hunter, has a court date that he's here for the incident here in Sanford, I think at a prison. So they're hopefully resolving that. Hopefully we get a dismissal. I don't know. I haven't talked to them about what their strategy is or anything like that, so I don't know. But yeah, we're waiting to hear the results from that if he wants to share them with you guys. But while we're waiting, we are trying to address the equal access for the disabled, as they've barred me access to the court house. So if you guys want to help, there's some people throwing numbers in the chat on the disability coordinator. You could call. There's another number. Just listened to that recording yesterday, but I listened to a whole bunch of recordings. So I was trying to refresh everything, like to talk to the VA. Trying to remember the name. Somebody from the administration of the courts in Raleigh that is supposed to be like the supervisor for the disability coordinators at the county courthouses, and I don't remember their name. It's in one of the videos. Like we have a whole video talking on the phone with them for like an hour. But that's another avenue. You can try to call them. And like, hey, what's going on here at Lee County? You guys aren't actually allowing access. There we go. Somebody Somebody just posted the numbers again. Voicemail loop. Yeah. So either today or tomorrow we'll probably do a video. I don't know, it might be a live. Like we'll try to get you guys some numbers to call for the cases where they attacked me back in February this year. There's you can do it now if you want, but we'll probably do a video and prepare it and have numbers and stuff for you, personnel. But the county, it's Guilford County, and the county manager. You can do county clerk's office. You can do the Department of Health. That's the one in High Point, North Carolina, where the Department of Health, where they attacked me, put me in the hospital. We're trying to get that video, right? We haven't gotten any records requests back from Guilford County on that incident. So they're claiming the the loophole in the North Carolina Records Law, Open Records Act. Yeah, how's it going? Been better. They're claiming the loophole that law enforcement video is not public record. You have to get a judge to release that. It's like, okay, they're claiming that loophole, and we're gonna end up going to the courts to get that. But the health department lobby video where the attack took place is not law enforcement video. Like, that's health department lobby video. And the last thing we heard on that was months ago, where they said they were going to blur faces of patrons, try and get, for HIPAA or whatever, before they released it. And that was months ago. So we haven't heard anything what's up with that. So we'll probably get numbers for that for the county manager in Guilford County and clerks. You can also try the health department. There's numbers for them. We talked to them yesterday. And then, what's up? The Rockingham County one, also where they're stonewalling us on records. I don't know if you guys have got any records, but we're trying to get records from them. Again, like North Carolina, so far with getting records back, it's been very, very shady. Like, there's a couple places I think where they did okay. Where was that? I was with Jeff. I have to ask him where we got records back. They did okay. The first visit was not too good, but then they did better. But all these other things, Greensboro still has a bunch of outdated records requests, months old records requests. But then you have the Greensboro Police Department being the primary perpetrators of violating the state records law. But then you have the police chief, the new police chief coming on, the fake news channel saying, "Hey, we're all about transparency now in this Greensboro Police Department," and in the aftermath of the riot downtown Greensboro on Elm Street, we're all about transparency. It's like, okay, well then release these records that you guys have been denying for months, So, but this is all about the narrative, the control, trying to get people to focus on one thing and not the other. It's not. They want to direct your attention and make you think that it's. Want you to focus on race and issues that definitely need to be addressed, but it's taking your attention off of what's these other atrocities that are actually ongoing as well. So, on hold, chopsticks. Hey, how's it going? Affirmation, call back. See, he's denying to come down, Joe, what we said? Yeah. You don't get to live stream your friend's court date. Yeah, no, I wasn't anticipating or trying to live stream my friend's court date. I live streamed the entrance because I anticipated there to be a Gestapo-like reaction to having equal access to the courts. Like, you can go through the courthouse and then turn off the live stream prior to going into the courtroom. If there was no problem, if there was equal access granted, they're like, okay, cool. I'll use my devices as I do for navigation and notes, and I'll have it live streamed. That's easy. Unite and organize. Yeah, we just need to wake up and realize that the whole system is predicated on violence, predicated on the use of violence. They have a monopoly of violence. They call them jurisdictions. They're territories, gang territories. They have gangs that they put in their gang colors and arm them. And they do the little initiations and trainings to do their gang tactics and keep the people scared. It's funny. I was talking with I think it's one of kids brought it up, like the whole use of unmarked vehicles like patrolling the streets. If the idea is for law enforcement is to prevent crime, right? To be there to stop crime, to prevent crime, then why have an undercover like cop car? Why there be an unmarked car doing patrolling like that? How is that a deterrent? How do people see that and be like, oh, that's just a car, rather than seeing big, big lights and black and white stripes or whatever, and recognize, oh man, there's a guy with a gun right there. I better not do what, better watch my P's and Q's, or he's going to use violence against me, right? That's the deterrent they say that they're there for. They say they're there to prevent, right? Protect and serve. Like, well, explain why they have unmarked cars then. They use for patrol. That's illogical. Yeah, Blue Lives Murder. Yeah, that's right. The Constitution piece of paper. Like one of the people in the beginning, James Madison, said it's nothing more than a parchment barrier. It's a paper wall. It's not going to come off the shelf somewhere at a museum and save you, right? Just like any law, any regulation, that's not going to come and save you. There's a law against murder. There's a law against assault. Like there's laws against rape. They're not going to fly off the books and come save you, right? Take personal responsibility and hold people accountable. Hold yourself accountable. Yeah, schools, you're put in class to learn about classes, class systems. You're given grades to make yourself judge yourself and compare yourself to others, so you feel more divided and put people in classifications. Yes, and qualified immunity. Agree. Top six, someone's coming down. Cool. Hopefully, somebody. Do-do-do-do. I have no idea how many people have slotted on the docket. Maybe you guys can check how many they have slotted for the Lee County Courthouse. It's courtroom 4. Not that matters. They can take as long as they want. They will take as long as they want, rather. Like dragging out stuff that they just want to punish people with stealing their time as well as their money. Yeah, right. Exactly. They say they love the Constitution, but they don't like the things that are in there that say they're limited. Hey, how's it going? All right, Scott. Otto. Otto says they won't let me in without an appointment. Thanks, Otto. Yeah, maybe that's the new COVID rules. You have to have an appointment. Well, you can't observe. Like, this isn't a public courts, or are they secret courts, or are they public courts? Right? Some places they've been doing courts via Skype or Zoom, right? Like, how do you control that? How can you control who's screen grabbing or recording that from their end? Like, you can't, right? Just like there's ways to subvert the security here and ring in your own recording devices like that aren't metal and won't set off metal detectors, or that are metal that are concealed in something else that's metal. Like there's ways of doing that, but we're not doing that. We're openly making an equal access request. Like, hey, we're not trying to secretly record. Like, nope, I openly use my cameras and devices to assist me with note taking and navigation, communication. Like, yeah, so it's pretty simple. Candle. Like, go sit in the corner. What was that? Hey, thanks for that. $5. The help of gas. Oh yeah, yeah. JFK Super Size. It's several people in the office of the president have tried to warn the public, and it doesn't end up too well. Well, that's the thing. That's the point I was trying to make to Bolda, I think is what he said his name was. To claim the title of lieutenant from the sheriff's office, saying like he wanted to demand papers, Nazi Germany. Give me the papers from your doctor saying that you're blind and these devices do. Like, okay, that's not how the federal law regarding disabilities works. Like, you're not that guy. You're not the guy to demand that. That's not how you do that. Like, like there is no demanding of those documents. Like, it's you can ask what these devices help you do, right? But asking what the disability is an illegal question that they can ask. And he's like, oh, I can't. I'm like, well, clearly you can do whatever you want. Clearly you can pull your gun out and shoot me dead here on the courthouse steps. Like, it's not whether or not you can or can't. Like, it's legally. We're talking about legal. But he's not concerned about the law or anything legal, even though he's wearing a costume that says he is. So. Yeah, you absolutely can ask out visual aid and what device does. Yep, that's what you can ask. Yeah. Prove you've been vaxxed. Right, yeah, one of them, it's like Flora is like, can I take your temperature? Like, no. Take a step back. Like, do, do, do. Yeah, I think I heard somebody said that. Some crazy guy saying you have no right not to be vaccinated. That's just insanity. Yeah, disability rights, education. Yeah, yeah. Close your eyes, try to take notes. Yeah, exactly. Or have someone else take notes for you, and then close your eyes and try to read them. Right. So that's the comeback. Like, oh, we'll provide somebody to take notes for you. Okay. In what format? Handwritten notes. Okay. Even if they okay, let's see, even if they type it in and put it in a digital format for me, which my screen reader can read, that means that I'm relying on somebody else. Note taking is a subjective art. If you're putting it in yourself, like I don't know that person is what they're how they would annotate what's happening is how I would annotate what's happening. Like, oh, this person did this or this person said that or whatever. Like taking notes on what. I can take notes digitally with recorders. Yeah. And so I have an audio recorder here and a couple of video recorders that are for note taking. But audio note taking is only a part of the note that's going on. Like communication, about 70% of communication is nonverbal. So if there's somebody, using body language or hand gestures or facial, you know, uh, expressions, micro expressions, rolling their eyes, like these things, do you see it as part of communicating with somebody, right? You can see the demeanor shift. You have visually all those visual cues that I don't have, right? And some of you guys get to experience that because of people wearing masks. You get a little bit of that, like where you're losing the facial um, expressions. For Jeff, bam, nice, well done. Yeah, body language is a big thing. It helps me because I have people who start they're watching it live, like you guys can see it, and like, oh man, this guy's doing this guy's doing that. It can help me out. Like, I've been on places where we're recording live, and you guys are like, hey, this guy's trying to flank behind you, and this and that. But most often when I'm out walking around recording, I take it home. I have somebody review it and point it out to me that this person may have sounded genuine, may have sounded like they were trying to help, but their facial feature says they're disgusted or they're annoyed or they're red in the face or they're rolling their eyes. Like, okay, that person was being disingenuous with me, taking advantage of my disability. So it's the review of the footage afterwards with somebody who can see that is invaluable to me for communication. Then you have navigation where I run into obstacles and things like that, and I'm not sure exactly what I hit or exactly where it was, but the camera has it. I take it back and have review it, and either Mr. Justice or somebody else can point it out, like, well, this is in front of Denny's or whatever. So this is a Denny's thing, and I can call Denny's or go to Denny's and say, hey, you got a sign or you got a hole, like, please fix this so that other people don't have the same problem. Or if it's a municipality, we address it with them. So that's for navigation. But then you also have, like, if that route that you're taking, there's lots of obstacles, but there's an open sidewalk across the street, the video picks that up and says, next time use the south side of the street rather than the north side of the street. That's invaluable information to have. If you're blind, like, instead of having to try to remember where all the obstacles are. So we're not just the people, we are the media, we are the news. Like, that's the thing. Like, if everyone starts recording their stuff, if everybody just pulls out their phone and records and shares it, they can't censor everything. There are different decentralized platforms that we can migrate to rather than the main censored platforms like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and everything. There's decentralized platforms like DTube and I can't remember others right now. No, somebody help me out. I don't know if BitChute is or not, but there's other platforms you can go to. The charges, I think this one for him, this case here, is resisting an officer, and I'm not sure if they charge him trespass too. I don't know. But basically, the contempt of cop stuff, like here in a place doing nothing, not harming anybody, no victim, and they want to control you and exercise their authority, right, with violence, and they're going to charge you with nonsense. Yeah, exactly. These are devices that most of which are issued by the VA. The GoPro wasn't issued by the VA, but they do issue wearable cameras. And you'd be hard pressed to have a medical professional deny the medical use. And yes, I do have paperwork on these things, but it's not like the guy at the door doesn't get to demand that and see it. That's the thing. And neither does if they actually have a disability coordinator, neither do they. They don't legally have the right to demand it and see it. It's for lawsuit stuff. It's like when that stuff comes out in the cases, like, we already have that stuff to present. There's more evidence that these guys are just full of it. For notes, here it's mainly notes, but also navigation. Also, if there are obstacles and things in these buildings, which there most likely are, things that are not ADA compliant, to document those so they can fix them. Exactly. The accommodation preference is given to the person with a disability. Well done, Ken. And for them to deny it, they have to provide in written format how it's an undue burden or What's the other verbiage on it? It's a significant change to like their process. All right, so there's somebody working on the flags over here. Ask you guys like what she did, if she replaced them or what, like because I don't hear it dangling anymore, banging like the. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, you guys look up these flags. Are they still there or not? Because I don't hear them. Yeah, see them? No? Yes. Trying to go up, down. Hi. Oh, they said no flags. Wonder where the flags are. So where are the flags? Why did they take the flags? Are they recognizing that there is no such thing as the state, that it's a construct? it's a, it's a, yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's weird. I thought maybe they were switching them with like newer ones or lowering the half staff or something. It's weird. See, that's the thing. Like people that like to claim that we do this for lawsuits or whatever. Like we have yet to file a lawsuit. You know, we've been attacked, battered, kidnapped, like denied access multiple times, and they just get away with it. You know, they operate with qualified immunity, and it costs a lot of money to file a suit. Um, they're not interested in holding themselves accountable. They want to force you to spend lots of money to and go to their masters that they believe have authority to force them to do something. But they're not concerned in following their own law, even though they demand you follow it. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how you doing? Can't do anything with the judge's approval. Right? Yeah. Wait a minute. They're gonna go to one of the guys that made the rule. Hey, do you want to override your own rule? Like, no, I am the authority here. And call back from the judge. Yeah, I'm holding my breath. I've just been in there a minute. What time is it? Somebody give me a time hack. East Coast, please. Off the call. And the response was, she's not going to do anything until she hears from a judge. 4:10 p.m. Thank you. Well, Jeff's been in there, I think, at least 50 minutes. I think we went in maybe 10, 15 minutes after 3, something like that. I don't know. How long is this live stream going? Because yeah, not in North Carolina. They full on tyranny. That's the thing though. We ask these guys like if it's a judge's order or what, and they may know it's a judge's order. Like, okay, well, have you read? When we ask them if you read the judge's order, most of them say, well, no. Like, okay, then you don't even know what the exemptions are. In the judge's order, there are exemptions for medical devices. Okay, but they haven't even read it. They don't know what the exemptions are because they're not about upholding freedom and the Constitution. They're not about serving and protecting you. They're about following their master's orders. Order followers. Very dangerous, very immoral people. And I know because I was one of them. Like I used to do that. I used to be an order follower. I used to do horrible things because the master said so. So I mean, I have sympathy. I have empathy for these people, these positions, because I didn't think about it. But when you're confronted with it, there's somebody who's bringing it to your attention, like, and just closing off your ears to listen, your eyes to see that what you're doing may be harmful, what you're doing may be contributing to things that you don't want to, that you think you might be morally opposed to, but you have this cognitive dissonance because you haven't actually taken the time to analyze whether or not you can hold both positions. So. Hey, how's it going? Not headphones, but they're bone conduction headsets, so my ears are still open to hear people and traffic and whatnot. Everybody else feels nicely. Anybody heard anything from Mrs. Mac, Little Mac, recently? I don't know. She just came to mind. I need to reach out to her, check on her. Yeah. Beep boop beep beep. Very mechanical. Bum, bum, bum. Whose orders does one follow? Who's above the other? Don't need to follow any orders. Like, there is no legitimacy to authority. Authority is non-existent. In reality, it's a concept. One person doesn't have any kind of right to tell another person what they can or can't do. Like, just like I can't tell you, I can tell you whatever I want. So that's the thing. I can say, hey, you must wear green on Sundays, and only green, or else I'm going to send my friends with, guns and costumes to go harass and hurt you, kidnap you, or take your money. Like, I'm not justified in doing that, right? There's no difference if you do that. If you gather, 51 of your community members, and there's 100 people in your community, and you have a majority because you have 51, and you all decide that everybody in our community must wear green on Sundays, or else, like, does that make it any more legitimate? No, it's not. Like, George Washington, I think it was George Washington, or Benjamin Franklin, maybe it's Franklin. I don't know. One of these old guys said something to the effect of democracy is nothing more than two wolves and a lamb deciding what to eat for dinner, right? I think a more graphic description of democracy is gang rape, right? Where you have the majority deciding what they're going to do for the whole group, and the minority's voice is, no, 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 I don't want this, no, no, no. Well, it doesn't matter. You're in the minority. You're getting raped. So, yeah, that's democracy. Everybody's like, oh, we need democracy. No, we don't. We need liberty. We need freedom. We need people to voluntarily recognize the sovereignty of human life and recognize that we're all valuable individuals and adhere to the non-aggression principle. Like, I don't have the right to initiate violence against you, just like you don't have the right to initiate violence against me. The golden rule, don't do unto others as you have them do unto you. That's it. It's like, we don't need a whole elaborate system of law. We don't need masters making more and more laws and sending out their enforcers to threaten you. Laws are nothing more than threats. That's all laws are. They're threats. Oh, getting a little more breathe on this side. Moved to Mexico. I was in Mexico for about 6 months. And it's nice. There's more freedom in Mexico. So Mexico is a very attractive prospect if you're wanting to have more freedom in your life. We decided as a family to come back and continue efforts in helping people be more free, exposing the tyranny of the system, this innate in the system. It's not just a tyrannical system because of who happens to be in position. It's not like if we switch people around, it's going to be any less tyrannical. They continue to be more and more tyrannical, right? It's how the system is set up. Like, look at the history of police. Like, where the idea of police. Like, initially, it's for corralling and hunting down slaves, like runaway slaves, and then after slavery was abolished, it was for move along Johnny kind of thing. Like, oh, you gotta be gainfully employed. You can't just be hanging out. Well, you send a whole mass of people out of the homes that they've inhabited, grew up in, and away from the jobs that they knew, the only jobs they knew. And it's going to take some time to find how to live and take care of yourself and your family. So that's the history of the police. That's where the police originated. And so it's like the systemic racism is there. Like, it's there from the inception. But then it hasn't gone away. But they became more inclusive in who they issue out violence to, right? It's who else can we label as a degenerate? Who else can we label as a criminal? Who else can we label as a less than and treat as a slave and have indentured servitude? Like, slavery is still legal in the United States under the Constitution. So people are like, oh man, the Constitution is amazing, we need to follow it. Like, no, it's not. It's not. There's some good things in there, and there's some not so good things in there, right? Look up the 13th Amendment. So it talks about slavery being outlawed, and there's an exception. There's an except right there in the 13th Amendment, except for punitive actions. Like wait a minute, you can force people into slavery if they are deemed a criminal. If you make them, classify them, class warfare, put them in the category of criminal. I had a good chat with a friend recently about them locking him up, taking away his freedom for years, and all because he had a gun. He's a veteran, Army veteran, Field Army veteran, and because he had a gun and he had a record of being a criminal, a felony, he wasn't doing anything to hurt anybody. There's no crime, there's no victim, and then they victimized him, they hurt him, they kidnapped him, locked him away for years. And this happens all the time. It's systemic. Yeah. Tony the Tyrant Hunter. What's up, man? FTP. Man, it's been a while. Thanks, Joe. Keep those numbers. Maybe try to talk to somebody that doesn't actually knows what they're doing or is concerned with the law, and or at least concerned with presenting a better image of the Lee County Courthouse and the Lee County Sheriff's Department about upholding the law, because the members that I've engaged with thus far have failed. Their image so far is that they don't know the law, not concerned about the law, and they just want to bark orders at people and expect them to jump through hoops and obey, because that's what they do, right? The mentality like, well, I have to follow orders, so you have to follow orders because I'm better than you because I'm wearing a costume, piece of metal. ADA consultant defend. Yeah, no, they defend the stance. People that know the ADA defend it. It's self-evident. The ADA coordinators don't, because they don't have any training on the ADA. And when we run into ADA coordinators that do have training on the ADA, the training is specific to protecting the entity, not helping the individual with the disability. So that's the thing. Like, there is a positive incentive to most of these government institutions to be ADA compliant. There is to private institutions, private organizations, like, because they derive their livelihood off of business, the business being a success. If I try to get access to a restaurant and they say, oh, you can't come in with your devices, then okay, I do a video, right? And I share it with you guys, and you guys rate it and drop their star rating down, and everybody puts reviews on their stuff. Like, that's going to negatively impact their business, which is their livelihood, right? So they have a positive incentive there to be open and accepting to the public, right? A negative and a positive. The positive is that they get more money if they are open and in compliant, equal access. The negative is if they're not, and they lose money. But here, like in public sector, it's only a negative, right? If a city or county or whatever spends money to make sure their sidewalks are compliant and they have equal access to let people in, and they have screen readers and things like that, and accessible voting booths, all these things, right? What's the positive incentive? Like, it's not funded, one, so it's not federally. They're not getting federal dollars specifically earmarked for ADA compliance. They are getting federal dollars, and this is one of the things where you can come and really come after them to hurt the pocketbook to force them into compliance. It's like, hey, you're swearing, like somebody at the county is swearing to the federal government that they are ADA compliant, right? And they're receiving federal dollars for it. So, hey, how's it going? So they're receiving all kinds of other federal dollars, federal support for things, not necessarily earmarked for ADA compliance, but they swear that they're ADA compliant because they have to be compliant in all federal laws in order to receive federal money. So they just lie, wholesale. Yeah, of course, I'm going to sign my name to that group. And then you can bring that up, and there's actually a process to recoup all the federal dollars going back, I want to say it's like 6 years or something, 6 years times 3. So it could be very costly to a municipality, whether it be town, city, county, state. Hey, blind brother from the UK, what's up? Or sister, I didn't catch your name. Yeah, so the public sector only has this negative incentive, right? And it sucks to have that as the tool, for me to rely on. Like, well, you don't do this, like then there's lawsuits. You yourself are open to lawsuits. Your institution's open for lawsuits. I mean, lots of money for fixing things and making things nice here, or whatever, taking care of people, and potentially your paycheck, all this stuff. Like, it's the only thing we have. Say, hey, you're gonna make me jump through hoop, make me spend a lot of money and time, get a lawyer, come after your money or the people's money, right? That's negative incentivization. Like, it's not my favorite, which is a big reason why we haven't filed lawsuits yet. Like, we are wanting to pursue the lawsuits for Rockingham County and Guilford County, but we're still waiting for those cases to be resolved. So I heard the update. Somebody says they're getting upset and they're waiting for an attorney and everything to come work on this process here. Not making any changes. Yeah, just go back and review the videos on the channel, see if there's any changes. There's a courthouse in, where is it? It's the county courthouse near Aberdeen. I forget the place. Mrs. Justice just reminded me of it. She said we want to get hold of somebody there to go in and find out if the backpack policy is still in adherence, which we got that changed because they went hands-on because I carry my equipment, extra backup equipment, assistive devices in my backpack, and we got them to change that. There's all kinds of evidence of things we got them to change different places throughout the country, whether it be raising signs so they're no longer obstruction on the walkway, or completely moving signs, like raising them, lowering them, adding different things, handrails, equal access of having just access to information where they would block before, they now present it, either have a room set up or there's all kinds of evidence on the channel of success and changes that the Blind Justice channel has been contributing to. It's not just me, it's all you guys, the whole team gets calling and emailing and follow-ups, and makes a difference. So you don't have to have a lawsuit to have change. Some lawsuits you can specify just to make the changes, you know, and not ask for monetary compensation. You can do that in lawsuits. So it's just, there's all kinds of avenues to do it. I'm not a particular fan of the negative incentivization. It's like, let's have a communication, open dialogue. Let's identify the issue, identify that you are actually in violation of your own policies and laws, and point out that there are simple ways for you to accommodate, for you to come into compliance with your own laws. Like, they want to sit back and say, no, we all have to follow the laws. We have to follow these policies when they're not following them themselves. So that's chaos. There was like, they misuse the word anarchy and say they conflate anarchy with chaos. Like, no. Law and order, combining law and order together, that's chaos. Law, the system of laws, is chaos. Because you have people up and down echelons that pick and choose what laws apply to them, right? So I was putting these people from the Lee County Sheriff's Office on notice that they are violating civil rights, that they're violating federal law, that they're violating their oaths to the Constitution, right? They didn't care. They scoffed at it, right? Because and like they said, they don't know the law, right? And they said, I'm not a lawyer. That's what they're saying, is they don't know the law. So they're not actually concerned with the law, except where they can go to a computer in their cruiser or wherever and be like, what can I catch this person on? They type in something they observed, right, or heard. Usually it's not even observation. Somebody ratted on somebody else that they did something that they don't like. Let me type it in. Oh, let me word it this way, and hopefully it'll catch something in the state statute or the county or the municipal codes. Like, and these are all policy violations, right? Like, there's most of the time not a victim. So they don't even know it themselves. They go to a little computer database, type it in. Oh man, we can get on this. Oh, we can get on this. Ooh, we can get on that. And then they start to bring all these charges. Like, oh man, you're this bad guy. Like, when you didn't hurt anybody, right? So we don't have a justice system. We have a just us system, and the people are not part of the us. We are treated as the them. We are treated as the enemy. You guys are seeing that play out on the streets. Militarization, lockdowns, martial law. Like, we are the enemy of the state personnel. And they suspend critical thinking, state agents, people in costumes that they call uniforms. They're not taught to think for themselves. They're not held accountable. When you try to have these face-to-face conversations like we did today with these people, they don't know how to handle it, right? They shut down, they walk away like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. Like, do you? I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I'm trying to appeal to your humanity. Like, do you see what's going on? Like, he's trying to say I'm laughing. I'm like, no, I'm smiling. I'm trying to keep it jovial. I'm trying to keep the conversation light so that I'm not cussing at you or yelling at you, so you're not extra defensive posturing, so that you're not likely to pull a gun on me or tase me, right? But yeah, that's what's going on, people. Lee County, North Carolina, Sanford, North Carolina, at the courthouse. Still waiting for a response from personnel at the courthouse about equal access. And we're also waiting for Jeff is here. Jeff from Jeff is Here Audit. He's got a court case from his case out of Sanford. He's got a video up on that. Or he did. I don't know if it's still up. So yeah, we're trying to find out what's wrong with Jeff. Been here a while, probably over an hour. I don't know how long the stream's been going. Somebody tell me how long the stream's been up, please. Don Shaw. Hey, Don, what's up? Yeah, 86 minutes. Thank you. Hopeful voluntarist. Yes, voluntarism. That's what we're talking about. You want a system that's a justice system? That's voluntarism. Voluntary exchanges. Like everything in life should be a voluntary exchange. I don't have any right over anything of yours, just like you don't have any right over anything of mine. And if you have something I want and I have something you want, we can come to a mutual agreement on what work that out. And if we can't, then we try to either we can go to mediation. We try to have a third party help us negotiate. If we're having problems communicating between the two of us because of whatever, verbiage or language skills, or we just don't like the way each other present, or I don't like how you smell, or whatever. Like you don't like how I look. You can go through a third party and help come to an agreement, or you just do business with somebody else. That's voluntary exchanges, voluntarism. This is the peaceful way. Anarchy is the way of peace, and statism is the way of violence and chaos. Yes, consent matters, absolutely. Mr. Norwood, how are you? How you know it's 86 minutes? Somebody just said that. He has ears. They said the clerks were here in the clerk's office. I don't know if that means all of them. I don't know but there's a primary and a secondary for that reason. Like if one's not on duty, the other one should be, or they appoint somebody else. Hey, will you guys do me a favor and give me the names of the primary and secondary coordinators, please? Just put that in the chat. Primary name and then secondary name, and I'll ask if they're here. Getting some kind of extra light, glare off something. Another 30 minutes, yeah. Oh, what was it?
Yeah, they're gonna come down here and arrest you if you don't leave now.
What?
The judge said he's coming down here to arrest you if you don't leave now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Who's that?
The judge.
In his case?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is his case done?
No.
Huh?
They told us that we would have, visual aid there,
Mm-hmm.
display the body cam.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have it. So we had to come back, I guess.
So the prosecutor wasn't ready.
Right.
And you're gonna make it come again.
Yep.
Waste your time and money.
Yep.
Yeah. Great. Sharon Beasley and Ryan Bell. Robin Bell and Sharon Beasley. All right. Those are the two disability coordinators, Sharon Beasley and Robin Bell. Hi. How are you?
Good, good. We just came from the courthouse. You've got to vacate the courthouse.
Who's that? Oh, wait, first on.
Yeah, they said if the judge comes out and you out here, they're gonna arrest you.
Who said that?
The judge.
But I would like to
I'm
get
just
your
saying.
information.
Yeah.
As far as who you are, if you'd like to come back the next time. We don't actually have a court date next time. It's the judge's
When am I
next
supposed to
session.
know this?
All right.
When am I supposed to
I've got a live going. You want me to cut my live?
Sure,
All
why
right.
not?
All right, guys. I'll cut it for a second. I'll be back.
Yes, this guy.
We need, where's your,
Parking lot. Right?
yeah.
Hold on. I'm trying to find this thing.
That's fine. See, he uses devices as assistive devices. He's blind.
Yeah,
That is issued by the VA.
yeah.
For them not to let it in there.
Except the policy is no cell phone.